Charles Darwin himself made great play of domestication. And a nice way to look at this is to say, suppose you wanted to do an experiment, to actually demonstrate experimentally that this process of selection worked. What would you do? Well, what you'd do would be you'd say, well, it'll take me about 1,000 years, but given 1,000 years, what I can do is in every generation I can breed for those qualities that I want to get. So for the next 1,000 years, what we're going to do is in every generation we're going to mimic natural selection by choosing for breeding those individuals which most embody the qualities that we admire. So if you can go from, say, a wolf to a Pekingese in a few thousand years, then you have to extrapolate that process and say how much further could you go in 1,000 million years.
You can breed dogs for thousands and millions of years, but if you have no source of new genetic information, they'll still be dogs. The problem with evolution is it has no way of providing new genetic information. Both natural selection and breeding, or artificial selection, cause loss of the genetic information. If we take a long-haired dog and we only breed from long-haired dogs and just select the long-haired pups and let them breed in the future, then we end up with a variety of dog which concentrates all the genes for long hair in one variety. But that means that that dog can never breed a short-haired dog because it does not have the genes for short hair. So we've lost genetic information. Natural selection does the same. If we take wolves, varieties of wolves before the Ice Age, long hair, short hair, and during the Ice Age the extreme cold resulted in the killing off of the short-haired wolves, we end up with a new variety of wolf, even a new species with long hair, which has adapted to cold conditions. But this adaptation, again, is not involving new genetic information. In fact, the process causes the loss of the genetic information for short hair. Great diversity is possible through the new combinations of existing genes. Even mutations can cause rearrangements of chromosomes, and degenerate changes or loss of information which creates diversity. This is a fundamental problem. Mutations and natural selection both result in loss of genetic information. So there is no way that evolution of increasing complexity can occur.
Professor Dawkins, can you give an example of a genetic mutation or an evolutionary process which can be seen to increase the information in the genome? Professor Dawkins, can you give an example of a genetic mutation or an evolutionary process which can be seen to increase the information in the genome?